is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we're here for another one of our mass making sessions. We are up to week number 238, would you believe? So what are we making today? We are making, and I'm just checking the title that I've called these, we are making quick and easy pockets. So for those people who watch my channel, you'll know that we're doing reruns. We did the first 100 weeks, we did the second, and now we're doing the third lot of 100 weeks. So quick and easy pockets is what we're making today. And if you would like to join in and craft along making some of these, what will you need? So you're going to need some paper. Now, I have brought along digitals, and I say this every week. That's because that's what I predominantly have these days. You of course do not need to bring digitals. If you've got scrapbook papers, 12x12 paper pads, that kind of thing, then they're absolutely fine. For these particular pockets, I would recommend slightly thicker page. So of course you could use book page or sheet music or anything like that. But the caveat there would be you're going to probably have to either double it over, gluing it together, two sheets together or something to make it thicker. Or if you've got any quite thick book pages, really. Personally, I wouldn't make these just from a kind of single thickness book page. That's just my take on these. So thickish paper. Mine is 250 GSM and it's photo paper. I've got some smaller pieces here that are kind of pieces that I've used for something else, and then I've got full sheets. I won't be using full sheets when I make these, but that's what I'm kind of starting with. And they do not need to be double-sided because we're not going to be seeing the backs of the papers. So that's kind of a little side note there. Then you're going to need some scissors or a paper trimmer. So depending whether you use a paper trimmer or like your scissors, you're going to need one or the other. Or maybe both, depending on how you kind of cut your pieces generally. And then you're going to need either a bone folder or you could use your scissor handles. I use, and I've had questions about these scissors kind of previously, these are the basic scissors from the basic 3-pack of scissors from IKEA. Like in the kind of marketplace section of IKEA, they sell a 3-pack of scissors. They used to be really cheap, like 59p for 3 pairs. I think the last time I bought them, they were about £2 for 3 pairs. I just used the large pair. They're great because they've got a big handle, which also I find doubles up as a bone folder. So that's kind of, your scissors or whatever. Aside from that, you may want to have a circle punch to make thumb holes. Now, again, I don't that often put thumb holes in my pockets like these, to be honest, because I generally like to have lace going across the edges. That's not a kind of hard and fast rule. But, generally, I think I more often than not have lace going across. But if you do like a thumb hole, please excuse the gold paint on my thumb hole punch. I've got here a 1.5 inch and a 1 inch circle punch. So that's your thumb holes. And then aside from that, you might need some distress ink and a blendy tool if you like to distress your, your pockets and things. And again, that's all optional. You may want to kind of bulk make your pockets, but save the distress in for when you come to use them, or decide whether to distress them when you come to use them. It's completely up to you. But that's all you're going to need. We're not even going to need glue today for the bare making of the pockets. Of course, if you're wanting to decorate them, then that's a different story, and you will need obviously glue and, maybe some lace and things like that. But for the actual bare bones of the pockets, that's all you're going to need. So how do we make them? These are probably the world's easiest pockets for your junk journals, but I have to say, I actually really like them. They're one of my favourites. So yeah, I'm going to clear the papers here and then we can kind of get making some. Now please excuse my papers. For some reason my printer is really driving me nuts. Can you see it's printing wonky, it's printing non-borderless, it's driving me mad. And for some reason it seems to not be wanting to print an alignment page either. So yep, it's not really cooperating. So this is my dark damask, the rich damask collection papers set 2. So I'm going to make a pocket from this. Now again, these are going to be pockets that you can vary the size of completely, depending on how big your paper is maybe, or what journal you want them for, or just, make a variety and then you've got a whole bunch to select from. So I'm going to take this down. Now, this isn't going to be ideal because where it's quite wonky, it's going to obviously make my pocket look weird, but I'm just going to go with it anyway. So I'm going to go with folding my edge down first, like this. Now, I have to say, you could make these in a variety of ways. Now, I'm probably doing this one like this just because it's an offcut of paper. When I use a full sheet page, I'll probably cut the page down to the size that I want it. But for this one, I'm going to just start like this. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my pocket down and I'm going to make a kind of tallish pocket. So just going to fold it in like that. And this is how I like to cut my edges, because then I've got a nice straight line to cut from. And oh, look, not looking very straight, but anyway, hopefully it will be okay. We'll see. So cut down there like that. Okay, and that's my base for my pocket, and then depending on how tall I want it will depend where I do my other folds. So I'm going to take it up, open this folded edge out, take this up a little bit like that, and just fold that down. And then what I'll probably do is cut this down in a second, so like that, and then the top one like that. So again, just squish these in with my scissor handles, 1, 2. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to trim this down here, just because it doesn't really need to be half as big as that. And then what I will do is I like to miter mine in the corners here, just so you don't have bulk when you're then gluing them down. And that's all there is to that. And you would then glue that on the flaps and glue that onto your page. So, I mean, they are so simple and so easy, aren't they? But they're just such lovely pockets. And then, of course, if you want to have a thumb hole, if you want to have a thumb hole in the edge, then take your circle punch. I'm going to just judge this by eye. Let's hope I get it roughly in the middle of the pocket. Okay, and that's just my thumb hole there on the edge of the pocket. Okay, so very, very, very easy pockets. So I'm going to put that one to one side. We'll do one with a full sheet of paper so you can see what I'm talking about when I said that using a full sheet of paper, I will just, you know, take the paper and cut it down. So let's take this. So I've got quite a lot of new papers in my shop this week, which I was very excited to use. So I'm going to use this one. This is called the Vintage Desk Collection. It's, you know, part of the collection papers. So it's a huge set of something like 33 papers. So I'm going to just take this down like this. Now, obviously, if I'm making a journal from A4 paper, this is the size of my page, if you see what I mean, because it would be an A4 sheet folded in half like that. So that's a good place to start with the width of your pocket. So I'm just going to take that down there. Like that, okay? And then what I'm going to do, I'll do this sheet first. So I'm just going to then fold it up. Again, this is just how I'm going to get my straightish edges. I won't say completely straight because they might not end up completely straight, but like that, and then I can follow that as my guide across there. Like that, okay, like that, and then again just fold in all of your sides. So one side like that, then we'll do the other side like that. Okay, like that. And then the bottom, just bring the bottom up like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to miter my corners like that, and that's my pocket. Isn't that just such a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous pocket? Absolutely love, love, love how that looks. I don't think I've cut that very straight. No, so I could probably probably trim that down. I don't think it's my cutting, it's obviously my folding, because my cutting, it obviously was kind of lined up with the edge of the page, so it should have been okay. There we go. So isn't that just such a gorgeous pocket? And like I say, generally I would say more often than not I don't bother putting the thumb hole in, so I would put maybe like a piece of lace or something across the top. I've just got some black lace here, and I'm not saying this is the right piece, you know, could just put sort of a strip of lace across the top instead of a thumb hole. So, you know, you've got options there. But again, you just glue that down on the 3 sides, and there you've got your top loading pocket. So, I mean, they don't get much easier than this, do they? So as you can see, we've got like a side loading one and we've got a top loading one. So you can just kind of vary them around to, you know, to suit your projects really. So that's all there is to them. They are the easiest pockets on the planet. So we're just going to relax now, have a fun time mass making a bunch of these. I will be doing these kind of assembly line style because, you know, that's kind of the format we normally do this. And then, of course, at the end, we will decorate one up. So, yeah, let's just kind of relax now, have a lovely catch up, and hopefully like a productive kind of 45 minutes or so. And, yeah, just enjoy ourselves, really. So I will try not to talk you through the process. I will try and mention the papers that I'm using because I know that people like to know the papers that I'm using. But aside from that, I won't, you know, I will try not to kind of bore you all to tears constantly telling you what I'm doing, because it's probably not, you know, not a great deal of fun to be hearing constantly what I'm doing. So yeah, let's just use the other sheet of this, just, you know, just trying to be efficient really, because I've used some of it. I might as well use the other section. So I hope everybody's week has started out well. Obviously, for those people who watch my channel, you will know I generally film these on a Monday to go up for you guys on the Tuesday. So my week's only just started. Oh, I'm a bit late filming, late in the day filming. It's half term. Not that I can blame my daughter at all for why I'm so late filming. I don't really know why I'm late filming. I've had a lot of fun and games trying to get my printer to behave, so yeah, that was kind of, you know, taking up quite a fair amount of time, so that's really annoying. And then I'm going to do all my cutting kind of at the end, so I will, in fact, what I will do, I'll cut all of my papers first, and then I will do all of my folding. Yeah, I'll fold them all like this, then the cutting, then the folding, then the cutting, if that makes sense. So yeah, just going to kind of like get my papers to the size that I want them for the, you know, the pockets that we're making. So yeah, let's just do that, shall we? So these papers here, sorry, these are called the Avery papers. Now, these are not collection papers. They're kind of like a smaller selection of papers than the collection papers. So, you know, that's kind of making them more affordable, obviously, because they're a smaller selection. And there are a blue set, a pinks and aqua, and a naturals, but they've all got elements from the other colorways, so that if you bought all 3, they would all kind of tone really nicely together. So these, I think, are all from the blue set. You can tell because they've got elements of the blue kind of pictures and patterns. And then I will show you, I've got a naturals colorway, if I can find that. I've got it somewhere here. Where is the naturals? Oh my goodness. Perhaps I didn't print any of the naturals, that's weird. Oh yes, here we go. So that's a colour from the, or page from the naturals. This is also a page from the naturals, and do you see what I mean? They've got kind of elements from the other colorways, so that they will all mix and match and complement one another, you know, hopefully really, really well. So yeah, and then there is also a pinks and greens, which is this set with the, obviously the pinks and the greens, and then it's also got then elements from the other colorways again, so that it all, you know, blends and kind of goes in, you know, and matches them. So yeah, those are some of the new papers from my shop this week. So I'm just folding them down, kind of going to try and do different size, you know, shapes and size pockets. So don't you love this paper? This is so pretty, isn't it? So yeah, this is the pinks and duck egg papers, so love those. Yes, anyway, so I'm a little bit late filming today, so probably a little bit waffly now because I'm out of my routine now. So yeah, it doesn't take a lot for me to get out of my routine, so it's pretty rubbish, to be honest. Yeah, what have I been up to? Right, let's try and focus. What have I been up to? Well, not a lot, I have to say. So yes, surprise, surprise, not a lot. Oh, I just seem to have to say not a lot all the time, don't I? Which just, that's, you know, that's no fun at all. But and this also, sorry, this is the blues as well, and you've got like a bright and a sort of duller kind of version of this sheet. So yeah, should we do one in this? Yeah, they're really nice papers, so now I'm kind of like, oh, I want to use them all. They're very pretty. Right, well, let's start with what have I been watching. So last week I'd had like a mammoth week, hadn't I, of watching loads of stuff. Oh, this is my dark damask again. So again, it's really annoying because it's gone really wonky with the printer, which, oh, that's just, yeah, makes it very difficult to kind of then use, because obviously it looks strange, but oh well, hopefully we'll get past that. Yeah, I'd had a mammoth watching week. I'd watched the Menendez thing on Netflix, the drama version called Monsters, and we chatted about that, didn't we, in the video? And yeah, lots of you commented, because it's obviously, you know, big news at the moment, you know, because obviously the brothers, they're trying to get an appeal and things like that. So this is my vintage ladies collection papers. So, and again, just love these so much. They're so pretty, aren't they? So yeah, I might do a couple of smaller pockets from this. You do get the couple of kind of plainer sheets as well. And there's some ephemera pieces to go with these and with the Avery papers as well. So yeah, let's take that one. Take it this way. Yeah, so what have I watched this week? Well, I've been a bit more slapdash really. So I've watched something called Come Home. This was a Netflix thing, and I binge watched it in one night. It was literally three episodes, I think, so not many at all. Now what you could do is, when you folded your sheet, you know, you could go here or you could go this side. So I'm going to go this side this time, making this my glued down edge, if you see what I mean. So like that, and then I will trim it up on this edge. So I'm just going to do all my folding and trimming down of the pockets now. So there we go. Is this how I said I was going to do them? I can't even remember now, to be honest, what I said I was going to do, but I could mitre all the corners and trim them up to be kind of more efficient, I suppose. So yeah, so these, I might do this in two, like that. There we go. Yeah, so it was called Come Home. It was a British drama. It was probably something adapted from like ITV or BBC One, I would imagine, but now, you know, now running on Netflix. I quite enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't like brilliant, but it wasn't rubbish. It was okay. It was a bit of a kind of like hard watch from the point of view, it was a kind of divorced couple, and the lady, she had left kind of her husband and her 3 children. You know, life was obviously kind of a bit on top of her, and she was struggling, and she left them, and then yeah, it was kind of the repercussions of that really. And, you know, just kind of, yeah, just, it wasn't a thriller or anything like that, but it was quite good. Yeah, quite enjoyed it. So that was one of the things that I watched. And then another thing that I watched, Clickbait. Now, Clickbait, I have to say, many more episodes. It might have been as many as, I don't know, maybe like eight episodes, something like that. It was a weird one. You know, when they keep kind of adding to the plot, it was one of those. So you kept thinking, oh, it's going to end in a minute because, you know, all the characters have been introduced and they can't really do anything more with the storyline. And then suddenly another bunch of characters would get introduced and the storyline would go off at a complete tangent, you know, from everything else that had been in there. It was one of those, which, I don't know, I'm never sure whether I quite like that, you know, when they sort of keep adding different characters. I mean, I guess without doing that, the programme would be very limited, you know, limited in scope. I'm just wondering what I could do with this one, because this is going to be a bit sort of tall and narrow. Well, I mean, I guess sometimes you have kind of little shallow pockets, don't you? So, yeah, perhaps I'll do this. But perhaps what I'll do is actually keep it. So I'll just trim it off here. So it's actually going to be like longer than the others that we've done, sort of in a similar sort of style. So like that. Yeah, I'm never sure whether I quite like it when they keep adding different characters, but it did make it have a bit more kind of, you know, story to it, because otherwise, like I say, it would have been a little bit weak. So, oh, so sorry, that's my son. He's just come in. So, yeah, kind of, it was okay. It was okay. I mean, I say okay, I quite enjoyed it. And by the end, it had taken on quite a few different kind of turns and twists. And, you know, probably then was quite, yeah, twisty-turny and quite enjoyable. Like I say, if it hadn't have introduced all those characters, it wouldn't have, you know, it wouldn't have been that. So, yeah, would I recommend it? If there's nothing else grabbing your attention, I'd, you know, maybe recommend it. I mean, yeah, definitely kind of took some unexpected twists. It had the man in it from Devil Wears Prada. You know, Devil Wears Prada with Anne Hathaway. Her boyfriend, so Anne Hathaway's boyfriend in it. Now, I've not really seen him in anything else, to be honest. Yeah, hardly, well, I don't think I've seen him in anything else, to be honest, at all. So, oh, now thinking actually, is he in... No. Anyway, he was in it. So, yeah, quite nice to see him in something, you know, because sometimes you kind of think, oh, I wonder why he's not really, you know, been offered kind of any other roles. So, yeah, he was in it. I'm not sure what his name is, but he's, like, quite a nice actor to watch. He wasn't playing a major role. I won't go into it, sort of giving the game away, but his role, he kind of, yeah... Well, I'll just tell you, he got killed. So, yeah, he wasn't really in it that much. Although he was, like, the main character from the plot point of view, he was not the main character from being in it point of view, if you see what I mean. Yeah, it was okay. You know, not brilliant, but not terrible. So, if you're kind of stuck for something else to watch, maybe it's worth it. Haven't been to the cinema or anything this week at all, you know, because, again, there's still nothing on. It's so rubbish. I just, you know, my son and I keep looking, hopefully, every week, sort of saying, oh, you know, perhaps there'll be something on at the cinema this week. Because generally I always go to the cinema with my son. But, no, it's not been anything on now for ages. So, that's a bit of a shame. Yeah, so no cinema. What else? Just been working a lot, to be honest. Yeah, working a lot. Saturday, I went on the sausage walk down the beach with Bo. So that was really nice. I just went on my own and, yeah, obviously saw kind of, you know, some of my little sausage walk friends down there. And my friend also from the gym, who's got a sausage dog. So he was on the walk, so that was quite nice. Yeah, it's been quite boring, really. I've got nothing of interest to report whatsoever, which is really dull, I realise. Not very exciting to listen to. So I'm trying to be a bit healthier. So last night I what did I have for dinner? I said to my daughter, right, I've got something really nice planned for yours and my dinner. She kind of looked like doubtful, was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I'd bought this vegan ravioli. It was chicken and bacon ravioli, and I got it from Tesco's. I can't remember the brand. Might be Rawless Kitchen or something like that, or it might be the meat company. I can't remember. Anyway, I don't know what I was expecting it to be like, to be honest, and whether it was because I wasn't expecting it to be like what it was. But I'm not really too sure that it was all that great. And it kept repeating, you know, on you for the rest of the night. And so at one point I did even say to my daughter, oh, does it keep repeating on you? You know, like as if you'd had a packet of bacon flavoured crisps. It was a bit like that. So, yeah, it's weird how bacon flavoured things do that, isn't it? I mean, I haven't eaten meat since I was about 12. So many, many, many years ago. Obviously, I have eaten bacon when I did used to eat meat, but does bacon repeat on you? Like, or is that just bacon flavoured stuff? Like, you know, the real thing. Does that repeat on you a lot? Because definitely bacon flavoured things, they do seem to repeat on you a lot. So I don't know whether they're just using something that's very repeaty, or whether does the actual bacon repeat a lot. I'm not sure. But, yeah. Anyway. They were kind of strange. And then I just got some like microwave vegetables, like a mix of mange tout, fine beans and oh, that tender stem broccoli. So yeah, I thought, oh, we'll have that, you know. And I did like a vegan oh, what would you call it? A vegan like sour cream sauce. I know it sounds weird even now as I'm saying it. You're probably all thinking, wow, what horrible dinners she has. I didn't really know what to have with the ravioli, and I just thought, oh, I can't be bothered to actually make like a tomatoey sauce, you know, which of course would be more traditional to have with the ravioli. But yeah, I wasn't kind of up for actually full-blown cooking. So I thought, oh, I'll make like a vegan sour cream. It was all right. It was weird. I mean, even as I'm saying it now, I'm like, oh my goodness, that sounds terrible. Yeah, it was okay. Bo absolutely loved the vegan ravioli. Yeah, she really liked that. But I thought, oh, I'll be really healthy, you know, try something new. So yeah, that was what I had for dinner last night, which, you know, that was quite a healthy meal for me, because sometimes my meals are, well, as you guys know, you know, they can consist of just like, you know, I'm ashamed to say it, but, you know, a tub of ice cream or bag of popcorn, you know, family size bag of popcorn. So yeah, it was kind of an improvement health wise, but not necessarily an improvement taste wise. You know, I maybe would have preferred the bag of popcorn, but it was okay. So yeah, right, let's make a couple of big ones as well, because we seem to have made mostly the small ones, don't we? Okay. And of course it's Halloween coming up this week, so yeah, my daughter is you know, all about the wanting to go out with her friends like for Halloween, and the plans just keep on changing. And then she just keeps saying, you know, I'm at the gym and she's like messaging me, mum, really urgent, so and so is now doing this for Halloween, or, you know, and I'm like, oh gosh, so sick of hearing about Halloween, you know. So yeah, I'll be kind of pleased when it's been and gone, to be honest. Anyway, luckily I have got like a Halloween costume that I'd worn a few years ago to a Halloween party. So I said to my daughter, well, you can use that outfit, because at first, again, she was wanting kind of a whole new outfit. And I said, look, you know, this is silly, because it's just one day. You know, I can't just keep on buying things. So yeah, I've got like a sort of Halloween dress, so I must dig it out later and find it for her. It's hung up in my wardrobe, you know. It's kind of like squashed in amongst other stuff. No doubt she won't like it, but I think it's all about the makeup anyway. She's going to do some really creepy makeup. She's already practicing. She's done a few practice runs of different makeup looks. So I'm sure that the makeup will be what carries the whole look off in the end, to be honest. So yeah. Right. Let's take that one down. Okay. There we go. Oh, I'm thinking I should do this top piece so that I have some blue in this, otherwise it's probably going to look very similar to other pockets, you know. There we go. Yeah, so that's Halloween. Got nothing at all planned for the half term. So yeah, I gave my daughter £10 and just said, you know, that's your spending money for half term. Like, spend it wisely. I don't want to keep on hearing that, you know, oh well, my money's run out. I said, if you want to go, like, you know, to the park or to the shops with your friend, you know, buy some sweets or anything, then you need to budget out of that £10. I mean, we're really lucky because the park is like literally over the road to our house and the shop is literally 5 minutes from there. Oh my goodness, look at my wonky cutting. It's hard to say whether it's my wonky cutting or that wonky printing, to be honest. Like I say, it's kind of throwing me out a bit seeing it. Oh my goodness, seeing it wonky. You know, the paper wonky. So, not sure which is the wonkier thing, my folding or the printer's printing. And then we've got this one. So, yeah, let's just take this one down. Joking. Right, so let's take this one. Yeah, we're going on this edge. So, oh, and I talked last week, didn't I, about Bo and, you know, her keep weeing and going to the toilet on the carpet. So she's still doing that. She's really beginning to annoy me now. And of course I feel so mean, so I don't really kind of like tell her off too much. But having said that, you can't just ignore it, obviously. So yeah, she's just driving me mad. I think maybe she's scared of something in the garden because, you know, I keep saying to my son, like, why do you think she's suddenly doing that? You know, why would she suddenly have stopped going to the toilet when she was like so good? So I said to him, I think maybe she's scared of something. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim them all down and miter the corners now. Okay. So, yeah, I do notice that somebody seems to have a new dog. I wonder whether it's a rescue dog, because what I was going to say was I keep hearing it barking when it's in the garden. Like, you know, one of the neighbours are like in the surrounding houses. But it doesn't really sound like a sort of puppy type bark. You know, it's quite loud and quite grown up sounding. So I wonder whether they've got like a rescue dog or something, or maybe they're, you know, looking after someone else's dog or something. So I wonder whether that's kind of making her a bit scared. We've also got some pigeons, which I'm thinking maybe have nested somewhere, which maybe that's scaring her. So it could be the pigeons. I'm not sure, to be honest, but the other day, so I think it was Saturday, she kept on just kind of like, you know, going out and then just, you know, thinking she was coming back in. So I went out there with her, and every time like she, you know, got on the steps to come back in, I just kind of like put her back down. You know, I stood out there with her, but I just lifted her off the step and back onto the ground, kind of like, no, you know, you must go to the toilet. And touch wood, she did then go to the toilet. So I've done that a couple of other times. One time it worked and one time it didn't work. So, you know, but she might have genuinely not needed the toilet at all. I mean, obviously, you know, you can't force yourself to go, can you? So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to kind of keep monitoring it, but it's very, very annoying, you know, really, really annoying. So all a bit of a shame, really, but yeah, like I say, I mean, I hate telling her off, so I mean, that's probably not helping. She probably needs to be told off, but you know, I don't want to tell her off. I mean, I have obviously said naughty girl, you know, and I've tapped her nose, you know, just gently. But yeah, I don't want to obviously be mean. And then, of course, no sooner do I do that than I then have to say to her, oh, I love you, I love you. Because I don't want her to think I'm being horrible. Well, not necessarily don't want her to think I'm being horrible, but I don't want her to feel like I don't love her. So, yeah. You know, not really great, because obviously I'd be better off than sticking to my discipline, you know, because otherwise she probably thinks, oh, this is all right, look, I can just wee out there, and still she just then is like, oh, love you, you know, and giving her a kiss and things. So yeah, probably not really doing the best thing, but oh, I do hate being mean to her, really do hate it. Right, okay, so just trim up this side bit. Okie dokie. Like that. Right, is that all of them? Yep. Okay, so I mean, they really are super quick to make, aren't they? I mean, let's have a look and just see how many we've done. So we might even be able to decorate 2 because we have flown through them so much. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oops, I didn't lie to this one. 15. So yeah, I mean, aren't they quick to make? And to be honest, I'm not sure how long we've been filming for, but I feel like I can't really see the time fully, but it might be like 32 or 35, I'm not sure. But yeah, feel like we're way ahead of where we normally are by this time. So right, now I did bring along a bunch of different things to decorate with. Oh, just very quickly, so I have restocked a lot of things in my shop, so I just want to quickly show you very quickly. Try not to take too much time. So I've got a bunch of toppers which I put in there yesterday. So yep, you get 2 toppers to a set. So these are some of them. I just thought I would quickly show you, you know, on some journal covers to just, you know, demonstrate how they would kind of look. Obviously, these are not the journal covers that I would, you know, would necessarily put them on, but I just wanted to kind of show you that even when they're on a completely clashy kind of journal cover, or completely the wrong one, they still look good, don't they? So yeah, still really are, you know, pretty nice, aren't they? So anyway, so you get two to a pack, and there's a whole bunch of those. So that's one of the items. Now I will just quickly show you these. I'm just showing you some of these because these are new products which I haven't really had before, and just wonder whether they're not really very obvious what they are in the pictures. So you get a printed set of 10 sheets of very high quality. So this is the 250 GSM photo quality paper of fussy cuts. So they are taken from a variety of my digitals, and I've tried to put a really good, you know, different bunch of things so that you would have a multitude of different projects that you could do using all different sort of colours and styles and what have you. So there are some of those, so they're quite a fun one. And that's really because I'd had a lot of ladies ask, and you know, a lot of times, would I be able to start selling printed copies of things, which I do obviously sell the printed paper packs, and I have got more of those ready to go into my shop later on this week, so please do keep your eyes out for those as well. I think there's just one left of the others. But yeah, so those are the printed fussy cuts, which I thought would be fun. Then I've got these gorgeous pocket books in a pouch. One of them sold already, but I've just got this one, and yeah, they're very gorgeous, and they're just a little pocket book, and then they've got some vintage ephemera tucked into the pockets and things as well. So very, very cute, really nice, kind of like for a gift for somebody or something. You know, they lay nice and flat, they're quite compact and things, and obviously They go into this beautiful paper bag, which we did in a tutorial recently. So that's that. And then I've got a kit. I did have 2, but yep, I'm down to the, you know, the final one. So yep, this is a junk journal kit. It's a massive kit. It's got, you know, lots and lots of items to make your own junk journal with. But I am putting some more of these together. So keep your eyes peeled if you like the look of that. And then the final item that I just wanted to quickly show you is I talked about the laminated sheets. So these are laminated sheets of, again, printables from my shop. Now I'm just going to quickly show you. So they're printed onto transparency, they're laminated then. So you've got some botanicals, you've got some of my bright roses, and you've got some of the decorative edge strips, but in a neutral colorway. So you don't even get these in the decorative edge strips if you buy them, but these are very, very gorgeous, aren't they, like that? And then you've got the shoes and boots, so very, very cute, and they're laminated. They feel, oh, yummy and lovely. So yeah, just wanted to very, very quickly show you some of those little bits that have been stocked into my shop this week. Right, and while we're on that, I just want to say a massive thank you to anyone who's placed an order, either in my shop on my website or on my Etsy shop. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I know I've talked about this before, but I mean, obviously, you know, I wouldn't be able to do this, you know, without your support, and, you know, yeah, so I can't tell you how much, you know, I really appreciate it, obviously, from that point of view. But also, you know, of course, when you make things, you want people to really like the stuff that you've made. So it's just really lovely, you know, when people buy the things that I have put in there. Right, okay, so these are some of the ephemera pieces that I've put in my shop. I've got a whole bunch of like these lovely framed bird images. And then they also come with, you get an envelope and you get some note cards and things with the birds. This is to go with the Avery background pages. And then I've also got some vintage ladies ephemera. Now, again, these are just kind of a sample of a couple of pages. This particular one, the ladies, I think you get something like 15 pages. So it's a massive kit. But you get this 1 page of framed pieces, and then you get lots of pages of the ladies. Now, some of them I've done as full page. So these here are actually full page images, but I've just printed them 4 to a page because I thought you could then print them on whole sheets, you know, and then coffee dye them and fold them down, just like we do when we get original vintage book pages that are massive, and we can fold them down and put them in our journals. So yeah, very nice little, you know, bits of ephemera and things like that. So let's decorate up a pocket. Now I'm thinking, shall we take a mix and match kind of approach? So I'm thinking maybe take the Avery, it's one of the Avery background pages, but maybe mix it with one of the ladies. So I'm just going to take some of these ladies here, and shall we just take this one here? So excuse my fussy cutting. Let's hope that I can just quickly cut around that. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. Right, okay, so let's just quickly cut this one. Okay. And I know I say this all the time, but don't be kind of intimidated by the, you know, the fussy frames, because honestly, they're kind of like less intimidating to cut than a circle. You know, everyone knows what shape a circle is supposed to look like, and, you know, it's unforgiving, isn't it? If you, you know, make a bit of a jog around the edge, or jog, you know, where you've jogged your hand kind of thing, and the edge isn't smooth. I mean, everyone knows that, don't they? But obviously, when you're cutting something like this, nobody really knows what that frame looked like. You know, if it's got kind of extra bits jutting out or not, nobody really knows. So don't be kind of put off by the fancy frames and things. I don't just mean, you know, in this particular kit. I mean, like anything generally when you're doing the fussy cutting. You know, I think for me, definitely the worst things to cut are always, you know, circles, ovals, hearts, anything that's got to be a bit precise. I mean, to be honest, I hate to say it, even squares. Yeah, because I mean, obviously then it's really obvious, isn't it? Very apparent if the square is like off to a wonky angle, you know. So yeah, it's not the best. Right, okay. So we could have this on here, maybe with the frame kind of showing in the background. So I'm just going to get my ink. We'll just ink around this, obviously, where I've cut it out. That just disguises all that shoddy cutting anyway. But again, doesn't really work with a circle, does it? So no, not so much. There we go. Right, okay, and then I'm just going to go around the edges. Now, when you do round the edges, like to ink them, just fold your, you know, folds in, and then you can get right around the, you know, the outer edges of your pocket, if you see what I mean. They'd just be hard to get to if you've got your folded edges like that. So just fold them in, and then it just makes it nice and easy to get to them. Okay, like that. Okie dokie. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look gorgeous like that? Now, funnily enough, while I stopped the camera, I did just dig out a couple of other things that I thought would look good. Hold on a second, sorry. Oh, sorry about that. So yeah, I dug out a couple of extra bits that I thought would go quite nicely. So these are some of my bows, which I haven't used them for ages, but I thought, oh, this is a really nice you know, colour that's going to look really good on here. So I've got the bows in the brights and the pales, so that's the pale one. And then I've got these labels. These are from just one of my ephemera kits, and I do apologise, I can't remember which one this is from. But again, just thought this is going to be absolutely lovely. So I'm just going to put this maybe up there like that. And then I've got some butterflies. These are just from my pale butterflies. So again, just ink that up a bit. And then what I'll do, I'll just put her on some lace. So I've just got some lace here beside me. Let's just do a little bit here. Maybe just even, oh, I was going to tear it down, but actually maybe I want her, don't know whether she'll cover up the whole of that lace or not. Let's just see. Oh, I'm going to have to tear it down. Right. Okay, let's try this. So yeah, let's just pop her down like that. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look gorgeous? So I'm just going to kind of like hold this down. They're weird to hold down because obviously you've got that folded edge. They're kind of wanting to ping up all the time. So just, you know, be a bit careful with that. So just going to be super lazy and hot glue it down, just because it's obviously going over the lace and the, you know, the lace and the card or the paper. So you just want to make sure it's really, you know, glued down straight away without having to keep worrying about pressing it. So like that. Oh, I had a McPlant on Saturday. So yeah, that was the second week in a row that I've had a McPlant. I don't generally eat McDonald's. You know, I mean, obviously, I was going to say the kids. I mean, to be honest, mainly my daughter, she likes McDonald's. The boys aren't really, you know, big McDonald's kind of eaters. But yeah, she loves McDonald's. And obviously, you know, like most children. And yeah, I don't very often have them. So, you know, ordinarily, I still wouldn't have one even if she was having one. But yeah, I've ended up having one 2 weekends on the trot. So I don't have the meal or anything. I just have the McPlant. I don't have the chips or anything like that. So try and be a little bit healthy, you know. And I always just tell myself, oh, you know, how unhealthy can that be, a McPlant, to be honest? Who knows? I don't know what that's made from. It tastes scarily realistic. It does taste a lot like meat. You know, one of those items that, to be honest, I wouldn't be that surprised if in like years to come, it's suddenly withdrawn from sale and they found that it is in fact meat. I'm sure it's not, you know, I'm sure they couldn't be doing that. But sometimes you do hear that, don't you, about, you know, vegetarian products that then are discovered that actually they contain traces of meat. I'm not in any way saying that that one's going to be like that, but they're very, very realistic. But I mean, very, very yummy. So yeah, had one 2 weekends on the trot, and I fear I may end up having one again soon, because you know when you've had something and you really enjoy it, it's like that. I feel like I'm talking about food a lot lately. It's obviously where I'm trying to be healthy. It's kind of like on my mind all the time, where it's It goes like that, doesn't it? If you're trying to be healthy, it's like, oh, all you can think about then is unhealthy food. It's almost like better off not trying to eat healthily, because trying to eat healthily is like, you know, the forbidden fruit kind of thing. It's like, oh, the less I have it, the more I want it, or, you know, the more I try not to have it, the more I want it. So yeah, well, I try not to kind of you know, tell myself that I can't have things, but you know, there's just some things that you try and have not much of, isn't there? I have to say, I have got a family bag of popcorn in the cupboard. Yep, my daughter got one, and so did I. Don't like having to share popcorn. Oh, that one's huge on there. Oh, perhaps I'll have that in the bow instead. Always kind of automatically just put gems in the butterflies, but actually put it on the bow instead, like that. There we go. Oh my goodness, what a gorgeous pocket. That looks so pretty, doesn't it? I don't know whether I might have time to do another one, decorate another one up. Should we try another one? What if we just do this one that's really quite tiny? It shouldn't really take too long because it's only small. So yeah, let's do that. Now I thought with these I might be able to just use some of the other papers from the kit. So let's do, so like I say, this one's called the Vintage Desk, and obviously a bit like the Documents collection and the Paris collection and things, you've got lots of little bits that you can cut out individually on these, which I just love it, because then you can do a lot of you know, ephemera making and stuff when you use things like this. So it almost like makes it a double, you know, double use kind of thing. Okay, this is walnut stain, and for some reason I've noticed this the last few weeks, not liking it so much as normal. I think I go through phases, and then I suddenly think, oh, it's quite strong, you know, it's quite a dark colour, and then I stop using it for a while and go back to Vintage Photo. So yeah, I've kind of like gone full circle with it. Maybe it's time to give it a rest for a while and use Vintage Photo again. So so I've got that. Now I could add like some lilac or something with this. I don't know whether that would be a bit, you know, maybe a bit in your face. Let's try this. Okay, yeah, I just went and let Bo out. You know, I'm very aware now, like as soon as she leaves the room or anything, I think, oh, I'm gonna go and let her out, because I mean, obviously if she's scared or whatever, you know, whatever's going on, making her just, you know, not want to wee outside. If she leaves my side, oh, she just has now, but in fairness, I think she heard a noise, but you know, and she has just been to the toilet when I let her out just a second ago. But yeah, I'm trying to kind of just be really on top of it. So if she leaves the room, I'm like, oh, let's just quickly take her to the toilet, you know, because otherwise it's not really her fault, is it? If I'm not on top of it and she's wanting to go. Yeah, she's already come back in, so she just heard a noise just then. Oh my goodness, isn't that lovely? Now I was going to cut this little circle out, I mean, to demonstrate that whole, I mean, not for that reason, but weirdly we've just been talking about the circles and what a nightmare they are to cut out. So this will just demonstrate how much I hate cutting them. Okay, there we go. Let's just ink that up. Now, does that look now too cluttered? Like, have we got too much going on now? What do we think? Not sure. We could have it up there. I don't know. Well, I might do that. So I'm going to glue this down. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to glue this down here. So I'm trying to keep everything exactly where it was. Now, I'm going to glue this one on as a pocket. I hope I've got room to glue it as a pocket, because obviously, does this piece overhang by a mile? I'm not sure. Ooh, let's move that. Okay. And we'll just put this here like that. Okay. That one. Yeah, really nice having all these different bits. These are the papers that I'd said about. It might have even been a couple of weeks ago now. So they've taken a really long time to get them finished. And yeah, I finally got them finished on Sunday, but I've only actually just listed them literally just now. Yeah, I just only kind of got round to doing it just now. So, but yeah, I really do love them. They're very, very pretty. So we will just put this one on now on top. Okay. Loving how that looks. That's so gorgeous, isn't it? And then, now we could go for the black lace on the top. So across the top. I mean, that does look pretty striking actually, doesn't it? I was going to go for like ivory sari silk. And I thought I bought some along with me, and now I can't see that either. I mean, oh my gosh. Oh, here it is. Or we could go for the black. So keeping it kind of really delicate and gorgeous is the sari silk, or making it much more striking and like, whoa, with the black lace. Should we do the whoa, the black lace look? Yeah, let's do that, shall we? I feel like I might have to make another one of these, like identical, but with the ivory sari silk, because I did really, really like how that looked, to be honest. I don't very often do. I mean, very often / I would say never do repeats really, but, and to be honest, I'd probably struggle to even do a repeat, even if I wanted to, because I'd start sticking things down and then sort of, you know, something else would catch my eye and I'd think, oh, I'll just try that one. So it probably wouldn't turn out quite the same anyway, but I feel like, you know, in my head, oh, I'd like to do a repeat one of these, but with the ivy sari silk. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is so pretty, isn't it? So yeah, let's just quickly put this. I mean, everything's better with bling, isn't it? Okay. Just do a quick run of this. Okie dokie. Like that. Okay. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? Love, love, love how that looks. Equally, I think I would have liked it just as much with the ivy sari silk, but ivy, no, why do I keep saying that? Ivory sari silk. I don't know why that's causing me a bit of a big mouthful. I don't know whether to put this on or not. I quite like it probably without, to be honest. I just thought that would be kind of fun to have on there, but maybe it's a step too far. What do we think? I mean, it's one of those things, to be honest. You could put it on there and no one's even going to know what it looked like without, or have it without, and no one's going to know what it was like with. So, yes, could be with or without. But aren't they just absolutely gorgeous pockets? So I'm just going to pull in one of those journals just to show you how that would look on a page. So, oops, let me just pull. Oh, come on. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Just going to pull this in. So let's just put it, I mean, for example, if we had it on that damask paper, oh my gosh, how gorgeous does that look? That's some food coloured paper. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? Or of course you could have it, oh, even on the green. That's quite lovely, isn't it? Or have I got any just coffee dyed paper anywhere in here? Oh, come on, I must have some somewhere. No? No, or on that green damask paper. Oh my gosh. I mean, to be honest, that's such a lovely pocket, isn't it? It looks literally lovely everywhere. I've got this journal upside down, but I'm just trying to very quickly demonstrate. So that's that one. And then we've got this one. Again, she's on the French papers there. Looks gorgeous. Let me just turn it up the right way because it's annoying me now. Like that. Or again, on the damask. Looks beautiful. On the pink. Looks gorgeous. Oh my goodness, look at her on the green. Oh, it looks so lovely, doesn't it? Right, that's as close to I've got to coffee dye paper in this journal, I think, but looks gorgeous on there. And I'll just show you this one. So that's that on there as well. So really, really, really lovely. Yeah, and just try her on the damask. Oh my goodness. I mean, literally looks lovely on every one of those papers, doesn't it? So yeah, really, really love how that looks. Let's just try it on the back where it's collaged. Oh my goodness, isn't that gorgeous? So yeah, very versatile, very, very, very quick, easy pockets. But yeah, really hope that you like them. I hope you feel inspired to make some of your own. And yeah, hope that you enjoyed the mat make. Hope you've had a productive hour. You know, hopefully you've got loads and loads of yummy pockets now ready in your stash. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will be back on Friday. I say Friday because for me it's Friday. For you guys it might be Thursday still. But with the second part of the folio made from the card blanks. So I will be back with that on Friday. And yeah, thank you so much. I would love to hear your comments in the chat below. You know, just let me know how your week's going. Did you have a nice weekend? You know, what projects are you working on? Any of the above. And yeah, thank you so much, and really appreciate a big thumbs up for the video as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.